Hey guys, welcome back to Thursdays. This is Chai with Rai. Hi, I'm Rai. This is episode number 4, and hope you had a good week. Hope everything went well. It has been a bit of a doozy sort of weather here, but I'm very, very excited about today's episode. I have the wonderful and the amazing Emma Farnell Watson, or as I know her, Esmeralda. Emma is a dancer. We met on a little fun story how we met. We met on the set of Aladdin when we the Disney remake, and one of our friends introduced us, and I'll let her tell you the story of how we met, but I'm just gonna do a little sort of formal introduction about Emma. Emma's a dancer. She has trained at the London Contemporary Dance School, by the way, which I thought was a London School of Contemporary Dance, but she'll explain that. She has worked for top contemporary dance companies such as Jasmin, Vardimon, Hofesch Schecter, which she is in right now, and Shahar, Binyamini. She's toured all over the world. She's performed at prestigious venues, one of which is my favorite. She's performed at the Globe. She's been the face and has done featured adverts for campaigns such as Garnier, Vodafone. She's done countless music videos. She was also part of National Youth Dance Company. She's worked for choreographers such as Charlie Edmonds, Richard Chappell, Dane Hurst, Alexander Whitley. I could go on and on about this woman, but I'm just going to invite her and introduce you to Emma, or as I like. So let's wait for her to join us. Hello. Hi, Precy. Hi, Chris. How's everybody doing? Hey!
Hello!
Hi, Fran.
This is the first ever Instagram live I've ever done.
Firstly, can I just say it's been too long since I've seen you.
I know, it's sad that it's like this.
It is sad like this. We planned to meet this week, and
Who was too busy?
Okay, I was too busy. I apologize. Also, yeah, usually it's you that's busy. And also we do like impromptu stuff anyway. By the way, can I just say I'm very weirdly nervous about talking to you today. I don't know why. I feel like I messed up the intro and everything like that. Like you sent me a whole bio of like stuff that you have done. And I was just like scouring through the amount of stuff that you have done. And I was kind of like mind blown.
I've done some funny things, some interesting things, many different bits.
Hey, Devani. All right, wait. So as we do this, I'm just going to do a little pinning of situation here. But talk to me about your week. How was your week? What did you get up to today?
I'm moving house on Sunday. So
yeah.
This is the kind of focus of my week has been getting myself together, ready to move.
Yeah.
Doing admin bits, self-tapes, the usual work bits. I've got to have a COVID test on Monday. It's actually my first one for a job.
Oh, where are you traveling to?
No, I've done loads of jobs, but none of them have actually ever tested me for COVID. They've just done temperature.
Yeah.
This one, I've got to do a real test, which I've heard is really horrible.
It's actually not. I've done now 2 COVID tests and they're actually not that bad. It's really weird because you and I were talking about it. Some jobs are like super, super strict.
Yeah.
Like they'll have like 3 prior meetings to you doing the job and just like kind of get you to check in. I just want to ask you a question, which I didn't even send to you beforehand, but like I kind of read through a brief of what you have done. Yes. How many years would you say you've been kind of like working as a professional dancer, and like how does it feel in the span of the years that you have done to achieve so much?
I'm very blessed to have had some really amazing opportunities.
Yeah.
I think it's been 4 years now, which is really weird and strange because I feel old. I graduated 2016 in January. So yeah, I've been lucky to have experienced some amazing projects with some amazing people like you. And just met so many incredible people and done such fun stuff, which is a real blessing. And I forget, and then I look back and I remember all the amazing people I met and all the amazing stuff I've done, and I'm very, very grateful for that.
Do you ever have like a pinch me moment?
I definitely remind myself how grateful I am, because also I dreamt of being in certain companies and doing certain jobs and performing in certain places, and then
Yeah.
you realize that little girl who dreamt of those things is actually doing those things, which is, you have to not forget that, because I think everyone can get down or
Yeah.
forget actually how lucky they are.
I want to take you back to the little girl, and I want to ask in a quick, like, brief little sort of situation, like how you got in to where you are right now. So, like, a quick 5 minute sort of situation. Obviously, I know.
Yeah.
Um, Also, I hope Catherine and Tessa are on here. Hi, guys.
I don't know, are they?
I
I don't
hope they
know.
are. I haven't seen, and your mother, who I haven't seen for a while. Hi, Auntie.
I think
Uh,
Janie's here as well. I think my grandma tried to get on, but you
your grandma has Instagram. Hi,
Tessa
Tessa.
wave.
By the way, Tessa, when did you change your hair?
She had it dyed for her birthday.
Is she a full Tessa? I need to know if you're full blonde right now because
She
it looked very. Oh, did she? All right. Yeah. So going back, let's get into it.
um okay, so I started ballet when I was maybe 5 years old. Like most little girls, their mum just puts them into ballet class because that's what you do. You wear your cute little pink skirt and leotard and
Yeah.
dance around the fairy. And that was when I lived in London. And then we came and lived like down south in the countryside, and I kind of stopped dancing for a little bit. Then I got back into it, ballet, tap, modern, and I was kind of in and out of that when I was younger. And then I remember I had a really amazing teacher called Jane, and she was like, "Yeah, there's this thing called a cat scheme in London. Maybe you should go for it." And I was like, "Right, okay." Didn't even really know what contemporary dance was.
Yeah.
Um, and she was amazing in kind of initiating that. So I went to London, the big city, and auditioned for this cat scheme. I don't know how I got into this cat scheme, because all I'd been doing was like kind of jazzy, modern, and some ballet.
Yeah.
But I was very blessed. I got into the cat scheme, and then from there, that kind of opened my eyes into contemporary. And then the National Youth Dance Company came back at Sadler's, and auditioned for that. And that year, Jasmin Vardimon was choreographer, and was very blessed to then also get into that youth company, which was an incredible experience as such a young performer, to dance on Sadler's and work with an incredible choreographer and kind of have those intense periods of creation and rehearsing and a little bit of touring.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then I auditioned for dance school. There's a very long story. Maybe we can talk about it later. Like, I'll bore everyone with that right now. And yeah, got into London Contemporary Dance School, trained there for 2 and a bit years, and then left in the January of my third year. So I left early.
How comes?
So I was very lucky with the timing. Jasmin was auditioning at the time, and I managed to be successful in the audition. So I left in the January of that year to start working with the company. So the best.
And here you are.
And here I am.
Wait, so how long after Jasmin, if you don't mind me asking, did you worked as a period as a freelancer, right? Where you didn't have contracts?
So that was after Jasmin.
Yeah.
So I danced with Jasmin for about a year and a half, and then I made the very scary decision at the time to leave, because I'd been in an institution from a child, and then going into a company again, you've got the routine and the kind of security of that. And then I left that and went into the world like, what do I do now? And it was scary, because especially when you work with one company,
Yeah.
you feel like, can I do anything else? Am I still a dancer? What do I do here? But it was amazing. And actually that period coming out of Jasmin was when I met you, and I kind of discovered the commercial world and the freelancing world. So yeah, it was actually such an exciting time, but one of the most scariest moments as well.
I kind of want to talk about the meaning and the evolution of contemporary dance, because when I came to this country, I knew nothing of contemporary dance. And to me, contemporary equates to lyrical sometimes. I think especially in a commercial sort of mainstream way, because you had So You Think You Can Dance at that point, and you had Britain's Got Talent, and you had so many of these shows doing contemporary. But then I've met people like you, and I've been to the place, and I've been to Rambert, and I've you know, I've gone to so many sort of situations that, what would you say would be the definitive answer to contemporary dance, or would there be kind of like brackets of it? Because I'm sure you guys must have brushed up on sort of this when you guys were in school, right?
Contemporary dance is such a difficult thing to define because it kind of means like of the now, and what is now? Everything is kind of now, and it's very much just an umbrella term for so many different things, and it kind of gives you the license to mix things and play with things. And I think a lot of people from like these reality TV shows, from Britain's Got Talent, from So You Think You Can Dance, that kind of genre of dance is very performative. It's to an audience. It's very out there. It's very lyrical, a bit jazzy. And I'd say there's a form of contemporary in there. But I think contemporary in itself, it's
What is it for you? Wait, what is it for you? When I say, oh, you do contemporary dance, like, what would it be for you?
For me, there's something that you're able to bring your humanity into the studio, into the creativity of it. There's something very human about it for me. There's something very real about it, that you're bringing yourself into the dance. You're not performing the thing.
Yeah.
It's hard because it's a feeling more than it is like...
I understand. No, I understand. I think it wasn't until I started doing, like, I don't know if they still do. We've talked about this. The place used to do these Friday improv sort of situations.
Oh, yeah, Sounds on Friday.
Oh my God, they used to be such a cool thing. And then Rombase does some stuff as well. But I think for me, that is a whole different genre. But did you ever have a different perception of what contemporary dance was before you kind of got into it?
Oh yeah, totally. I mean, as a kid, I was like, you're a ballerina or you're nothing. Like, coming from a little village, no one knows what contemporary really is. And I remember my teacher came back and she was like, I went to London and I saw this company called Hofesch Schecter. And she was like so amazed by this contemporary thing. And at the time, it was kind of like when Hofesch was really starting to establish himself with saddlers, and I had no idea who that was. And all the kind of like Jasmin and Akram and Hofesch were having that time where they were kind of really coming into their own. And I started discovering that as I came to London, but I had no clue. I was like, musicals and ballet was all I knew. And that's what most people know these days.
Yeah.
But it's great because I think Saddlers is doing an amazing job with their digital stage they've had in lockdown to kind of help expose contemporary dance to people who may have not come to the theatre before. Because it's hard to get in and see contemporary dance.
Yeah.
If it's not around, if you don't live in London, if you don't live in a city, if it hasn't been there in your upbringing, then it's not so easy to access.
I want to ask you a question. When you were young and training like jazz and musical theatre, did you ever do like a stage show?
Oh my God, right. You don't want to know. Like,
wait. What was the first ever sort of stage situation that you did?
Oh my gosh, right. I've got videos from Hazel.
Tessa, if you or Catherine have a little footage, please put it up.
They definitely do. It's got some DVD somewhere. But I've done so many weird things. Like I did a like Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, singing this like song from the musical.
What was the first recollection of you on stage that you have right now, of a young you?
Hard. I don't know, some ballet show, some like Hazelmere Performing Arts show, and we went to Hazelmere.
Yeah.
It was like the most amazing thing ever. But I don't remember.
So you said you did Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, right?
Oh my gosh, right. And I sung. Can you imagine? I'm so bad at singing.
Do you remember any of the routine? And if I was to make you do it, would you do it?
It's just like bobbing like this with a wheel, like, and like galloping from side to side. Like, there's a video of me practicing it.
Yeah.
In the living room, like years and years and years ago, on like a home video, and it's so embarrassing.
I would love to see that video. Nothing more. When I come around, please do show it.
Yeah. I'll get it out of the archive.
I'm still waiting for my invite, la family Watson, back to Le Alcázar Watson. Just saying, we're meant to have a little cooking situation. Just a little question as well as we move on, because we talked about your career and the trajectory of everything. You've done a lot of auditions, like a lot of auditions. All right. Best audition, worst audition, go.
So you asked me this question, and I can do this in one because I think one of the best auditions I had was also like one of the worst experiences in a way. So I'd been performing some shows with a
Yeah.
company, and that was in Exeter, and the audition was the next day in London. So I
Oh,
did,
you told me this. I
yeah,
remember.
really.
Oh,
So on the Friday, I did the show. I'd booked a taxi it was so expensive. I took a taxi to get me all the way to London. And I was waiting for the taxi. It wasn't coming. I rang them. They were like, I'm on my way. I'm 5 minutes away. Rang them again. Nothing. Anyway, they end up arriving like 2 hours late.
yeah.
Which I'm already panicking because this is an audition for like a company that I really was so desperate to work with. And so I get in the taxi. I've stressed myself out because it's 2 hours late and I want to get sleep. And I'm like, I need my sleep. I need to be okay for the audition. What am I going to do? So then I get in the car and I'm like, okay, finally I relax,
Yeah.
eat food. And then as I'm sitting there, if anyone knows me, I used to get really bad migraines. I don't really get them so much anymore, thank
Oh
goodness.
my God. So I remember those.
Yeah, they're awful. So I started getting a migraine and I was like, oh my God. Because at the time I threw up when I had them as well. So I said to the guy, I think I might throw up. Can we open the window? Anyway,
Did you think you were drunk?
He was so confused. Anyway, so I get there finally at like, I think 1 or 2 in the morning. Considering the auditions the next day, I was just so, I kind of was like, I don't even know if I can do the audition anymore.
Yeah.
So I get there, I remember getting into the hotel and they were like, do we need to call A&E? I was like, no, I'm fine. But I was like, I can't see also when I have the migraine. So I was just like, but like, just kind of like hobbling along, get into the room, throw up in the toilet. And I'm like, okay, I don't even know if I can set an alarm because I'm feeling so awful.
Yeah.
So bed, and I wake up and it's like 8 a.m. and I'd booked a hotel really close to the audition place.
Smart.
Yeah, and then I'm like trying to warm up, my head's banging, I feel so bad, I'm so upset because it was like my chance to finally audition for this company that I've dreamed of, and I'm in this awful situation. Anyway, I'm like, okay, I'll go. And I just got to this place where I was like, I didn't have the energy to be nervous. So I just stand up there like exhausted and kind of like, I'm here. And it was like the best 2 days because I was so chilled and it went amazingly well.
And you got the job?
I didn't get the job that time, but next time I did.
I imagine if
Imagine
if you did though. Imagine if you did.
But I was very young at the time. I was like 20.
Yeah.
And I was just too young. And then the next time I auditioned for the company, I got in. And that was for Hofesch. So never get put off if you don't get it first time.
I was just gonna say, I just imagine you wouldn't have that period of that freelancer bit where you got to do so many sort of experiences.
Yeah. Sorry, say that again?
No, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Technical difficulties as always. Wait, which brings me on to my next question, which is I think we brushed up on it already, but I want to kind of know the advantages and the disadvantages of being a freelancer versus being in a company, sort of contractual. Like, I also want to know what you can say or not say, because I'm like one of those questions. Is it kind of like if you're an actor and kind of signed a contract to be on a TV series, whenever you get off period, that's only when you can do sort of like auditions and things like that, or commercials, but other than that, you're contracted? Like, how does it?
So, companies kind of depend. It depends on the company and the contract, but usually if you're contracted to a company, then in my experience, as long as I do all the days, if I'm doing a project on the weekend, that's fine, but I can't miss a day of work with the contract. That is your priority. So when I'm signed doing a tour or a creation, all those days I must be there. And if I want to do something else, I have to fit it in. And there's always these times when you've got a contract and then some commercial job comes through and it's like, so painful because it's amazing money. But then my heart is always in like the contemporary company I work with. Like, my heart is so there that it doesn't matter the money. Like, for me, it's also artistically, I'm so happy working with the company that I can always prioritize the company. So yeah, pros of freelance and pros of contract. So I love freelancing for the freedom and the unknown. And I had to learn, like at the beginning, the unknown is very scary, and not knowing what you're doing next week can be terrifying. But as soon as you switch that fear into a little bit of excitement and the possibility that anything could happen, like even today, like me and my partner had done a self-tape for a commercial, we hadn't heard back, we're not really doing anything next week, and then you get that email and all of a sudden you're like busy the next week. So life is so, I mean, my friends, or my sister especially, Tessa, gets annoyed because it's hard to commit sometimes, and I'm a super committed person. Like I don't like to let people down, but it's really tough when your work just is like expects you to keep yourself free until they tell you yes or no. So that's a con of it, is like you're never like 9 till 5, I'm free on the weekend. But that's why you have to do spontaneous meetups like we do
all the time.
You just jump on it.
Tessa's looking at you.
Tessa, the eyeballs. No, she knows. She always gets upset because I say I'll do things and then I get busy. So in terms of contract work, the amazing thing about that is that you have that security, you have time to go deep into one way of working, to really get creative. And the thing I love most about the contemporary company I work with is that you become like a little family. And for me, that sense of belonging was something that I always loved growing up. Like when I did the like little school shows, dance school, it was that sense of belonging. And I remember after the summer shows finished, I'd cry. I know I'm a crybaby, but like I would be so upset that it finished because I loved all my friends. I loved the piece. I loved the feeling of like coming together and creating something and performing. So having that company there and doing that work like as a community is something that I love. And I think that's also why when I freelance, I try and keep that sense of community and keep in contact with friends, go for dinners, bring people together like I used to do.
Oh yeah, the supper diaries.
We did a thing called Supper Club Diaries at my old place, and I just bring friends round. And Rai would always take over the cooking because
It's because I like to be in charge. Okay, you were a great sous chef.
Yeah, well, Rai was better at cooking then, but I've upped my cooking game recently.
But there's a question coming for you about your cooking skills because you have new cooking expertise.
I do.
Wait, I have a question as you were talking about creations. Has there ever been a point, because I know this as well, like in R&D, you will create something and then it just doesn't make the editing cut in the final piece.
Oh,
have you always been just like so hell-bent? And like, do you guys get to improv at all? Or like it's pretty much set?
So,
and can you bring stuff?
Yeah, so I'll talk a little bit about the process with Hofesch. It's so much fun because in the creation, he really is like a little kid. We just play, like people kind of. What he wants to find is the universe that the universe that the piece sits in. So we will kind of just have this space. He'll put on music. He creates a lot of the music. He might put on a loop or something that's inspired him, and give us an idea, and we just play, improvise. And then it gets to a point where he starts making more, and we kind of have to learn very quickly. And then he's very specific with counts and movement. So there's a period where it switches from being very free to kind of, having to like bring stuff together. And there's always sections that you love that get cut, or sections that like change at the last minute. But I love that, and it keeps developing and growing and shifting. So it's an exciting process. I love creating because it's just a playful experience, really.
What if there's a like sort of, okay, so you've taken me some spaces and I've been to some spaces where sometimes you get given a brief or you get given certain things. Like I try to ask you what Clowns is about, and we've talked about like certain meanings and open interpretation, but is there ever a point where you're creating and you're just like, I'm not understanding a word of what is happening right now, and I don't even know how to move, so I'm just gonna go to certain strengths that I know what to do, so I'll just do that?
I think definitely, like a lot of the time with certain choreographers, they have this puzzle in their minds that they're trying to figure out.
Yeah.
And they can't tell you exactly like really where the end is going to be. So they can't be like telling you exactly what the finished product is going to look like. So they're figuring it out there in your mind, and you're just kind of dancing around sometimes being like, what is this going to end up like? But that's the fun of it sometimes. And then piece by piece, you start to understand and you become on the same page and things start to be a little bit clearer.
And then things just are.
Yeah, it's it does. It comes like out of the dark. You kind of shine a little bit more light, and slowly the lights come on, and then you're like, I understand.
I want to kind of move on to a little bit about you as opposed to your work. I think like I think I'm just fascinated by you. I really am, and into the person for the last couple of years that I have seen you becoming. I met this kind of like free willful child that we met in like literally, where were we? We were somewhere outside of London having crazy rehearsals for Aladdin.
Was it Leeds or
I don't know where it was, and you started just like twerking in the middle of the floor, not knowing that anybody is looking at you.
I was so unaware.
But I feel like you still are. Like literally, I'll take you to the Savoy and you'll just like start stretching on the floor. You wouldn't care. But you have this sort of lightness within you and this free willfulness and this sort of care towards people, and it's kind of transformed recently into your own spiritual growth, and you've kind of become more socially aware and politically aware, and you always see the best in people. And you always bring out like a light in people. And I just want to know, like, as somebody who's skeptical as me, and you're great at this, as somebody who's great at networking, which is literally like going around and like talking to different people, and just, you genuinely are interested in people and their stories, but
Yeah.
There's also a network being created. How do you get to this, and how did your spiritual and sort of political growth happen? Because I feel like in the last year, you've had a lot of spiritual awakening and like self and sort of political stuff, if I'm correct in saying.
Yeah.
But how did you get this knack for, I don't know, just being open and being so like, especially in an industry which is, it breaks you down, man. Like me and you have cried. We have literally like, yeah, how?
Yeah. I think it comes from at the very beginning being like an underdog. Like I remember at Laban, they said to me, yeah, don't audition for dance schools, just go to uni. And kind of my story about getting into the place, it was so tough that when I got in a week before school started, I was like just so grateful to be there. And I think there's this gratitude that I was blessed with, having been the underdog or not really getting things so easy at the beginning.
Yeah.
I just had this drive to work hard and to be grateful for what I had. And then if I wasn't getting what I thought I needed at school, I just wanted to find other things. And going back to that sense of belonging, I just was fascinated by people, and especially being in London, which was so different to my little village hometown. I just wanted to meet people, hear people's stories, and the combination of that and just being like, I mean, it was a bit too much in the past. I was like crazy hardworking. It allowed me to kind of be blessed with a lot of opportunity coming out of school. But then I think there became a point where I'd kind of reached a place in my career where I was really happy, but I felt very imbalanced. Like I was so hardworking that I'd abandoned maybe some of the other things that would have allowed me to be more free. So there was this year where I started reading this book called The Untethered Soul, which I think you got and gave away.
No, because I thought it was a book situation thing, like you'll give me when I'm in trouble and then I give to somebody when they're in trouble. So it's kind of like that.
Yeah, it's okay. But I read this book called The Untethered Soul, and it spoke about something which really resonated with me, which was keeping your heart open. And there were certain things that I knew I had kept my heart closed to. So I started just doing things a little bit differently and just keeping my heart open. And it seems really simple and maybe a little bit silly, but I think we all have those things that we doubt or we're scared of, that kind of hold us back. And I kind of went in this fearless way, and it wasn't instantaneously, but it was a slow process. And I was very lucky that year to be surrounded by incredible people, and a roommate of mine, Juliet, was incredible at kind of supporting me to kind of let go a little bit and try new things that I maybe hadn't done before. That was being not just a dancer, but exploring my life as a human being as well. And I think that's what's allowed me to kind of just like open my eyes to doing other things and not having this fear that if I wasn't working all the time that I would lose out. And it's funny, the moment I just relaxed about work and trusted about work was incredible. It was probably the best year of work I had in my life last year, because I finally found a balance. And I found a balance between working and having a life and experiencing love and experiencing, there's so many things I did for the first time that I hadn't done that kind of just opened my eyes. I'm not talking about loads of drugs. I'm talking about other things as well.
No, you did. You went on like some great trips and you did some great jobs and you met like some great people. But I find you so fascinating, and you do it for me as well. But like, as somebody who struggles a lot, like, I don't know how you do it, man. I really don't know. And I want to know your secret and I want to sell it. I really do. Or I just want to give it to people because I seriously don't know how you do it.
But I think people also have to know that although like I've had certain successes and I have been blessed to kind of be quite optimistic, like everybody, I have those moments where I'm like, oh my gosh, and feel so bad, and have moments where I do feel demotivated or unsure or lost or things like this. But I think the thing which I'm able to do is not allow that to consume me and to take action. I feel that way, but I can do something about it, and to trust in something bigger than me sometimes really helps. And just knowing that if you sow the seeds in the right place, if you have that community around you, that support around you, that things will be okay. I think people have a panic that things won't be okay, and I've always told myself things will be okay. And I trust in the people around me, I trust in the work I've done, I accept where I am, and then usually things will figure themselves out, and they're not really as bad as you think. And this has kind of helped me through the years.
What about kind of like this socialistic political evolution that you've had? Like, I knew you always had it in you, and I know you've been supportive, like when we would talk about certain things in Syria, certain things in like back in India, certain things in like Afghanistan, Iran, like you would always be there, and we would discuss like long topics of conversations. But I see it a little bit more from you now, especially publicly. I think Instagram is such a it's such an interesting spectrum
Platform
of so like what made you kind of like share things? Because I know you were very, very careful of certain things that you share and certain things that you talk about, because also you don't want to be taken the wrong way.
I think part of opening my eyes and finding freedom in certain ways, it also helped me to look beyond myself and to start to really care and invest in not just the community around me, but also the world around me, and to look outwards a little bit more, because I wasn't so consumed with work. So I think that helped. And also, like, I have an amazing partner who also helps me to keep perspective on things and initiates discussions. And when I was at school, I was such an academic. Like, I loved studying, I loved reading, I loved knowing things. And I think I abandoned that. Or I guess I didn't abandon that, I just focused it towards dance. And I've just been able to have more time to look in other places, not just dancing the whole time. And I've had the amazing support of the people around me to also keep exploring those things.
Just taking all that in. I literally am just taking all that in.
Oh, bless you.
No, seriously, like I don't know what else to say about other than like just taking all that in. Can we go back to a little bit about contemporary dance and you as a person in it, which I want to ask, what would you say would be your specific thing in contemporary dance? What would be your unique selling point? And then I also want to ask, like, what do you think the evolution of contemporary dance is?
Oh my God, big questions.
No, right? Like, especially with COVID right now, what do you think? Like,
Yeah, I
do
mean,
you see there's going to be lots of COVID pieces coming out now,
oh my
or
God.
like?
I think in terms of the evolution of contemporary dance, I think that this is such an amazing time in a way, because I mean, it's allowed me as an artist to start considering, like, what do I want to say? What do I want to do creatively? And me and my partner have started to kind of create together. And I think in moments like this, in tough periods of history, the best art came out afterwards, because not only did people have the time, but there's this kind of inward reflection. There's this moment to kind of look inside, reflect, and create something with real meaning, rather than, I think sometimes after a while art just becomes saturated with the same things, or people lose stuff to really speak about. And I think this has brought a lot of really interesting topics and important themes to the surface, and it's allowed me that time to kind of consider, yeah, what's my voice? What do I want to say? I love working for people. I love helping them achieve their vision and kind of explore things that are meaningful to them. But it's also given me the space to see what I have to say in that area.
And then your unique selling point.
Oh,
By the way, I've always said it's your flexibility. But like, which
funny.
can I just say, why are you not stretching right now? Every time I call you, you're usually stretching. Ah!
I am struggling to sit on a chair, let's just say that.
I can tell. I'm
like,
moving around more than you are. Like, I'm stretching right now. I'm very, very intrigued by the fact that you don't have a foam roller or any sort of situation right now and you're not moving around, which is what I thought this would be.
I'm holding myself back. I guess maybe it is my flexibility. It's just funny because I was never flexible as a kid, and I worked so hard to get flexible. And then I kind of forgot that I was flexible, and I don't feel that flexible, but I forget kind of what it is from the outside. So yeah, maybe it is my flexibility. I think maybe it's just my quality in the way that I move is sometimes, like, when my sisters imitate me, it's just like, like
wait,
maybe the
Tess
quality.
or Catherine?
Well, I don't know, probably both. Actually, Leslie did an impression of me like that.
Oh, did she? Oh,
Yeah,
Leslie, I hope you're here. I miss Leslie.
I know.
Good times.
So yeah, I don't know. It's weird. I don't really see myself so much from the outside. I guess doing a bit more commercial work, it does force you to kind of look at yourself and be like, okay, what is my selling point? What kind of brands would I go for? What could work in that way? But I never, as a contemporary dancer, you just kind of work on the skill and the technique and the feeling and the quality, rather than like, who am I as a brand?
I find that so weird because, again, like, I come from, yes, there's conceptualism in there, but like commercial mainstream, and you're with some of the top agencies out there, and you know some of the top people in the game. So I find it always interesting. And I think when we were talking in regards to like body image issues and all of these things, that for you, it's about the quality of the work and the skill set that you want to acquire, as opposed to, are you looking through the comments? I can tell right now.
No, I'm just like, oh, I didn't really look before. It's distracting. Okay, carry on.
No, it's fine. It's fine. By all means, I tend to ignore you guys. Okay, just saying, because I want to focus on this. Unless you have any important questions. No, I'm joking. Yeah, I find it so interesting that for you, you've done all these amazing things, but for you, it's always about the skill set and the quality of work, as opposed to like having image issues. Like, even when I sent you a question and I was like, I want to talk about like if you've ever had any body image issues, or it's the success of being a white skinny dancer and things like that, and you basically responded, which you can respond right now, on saying that it is the skill set. You like, yeah, go.
I think it's very different depending on how you trained. Like I know a lot of people who went through really rigorous ballet training, and I hear stories which are crazy intense about the way that they speak about the body, the way that it's kind of treated, and going to a contemporary school is a little bit different. And I feel like for me, I was so focused on how can I be the best dancer possible that I didn't really think about the way I looked so much. It was like, I just want the strength to do this, the technique to do that. And there was things I wanted, like more pointy feet or like sway back legs, but just dancery things that I felt would make me look aesthetically better. But I was very blessed, like working with companies like Jasmin and Hofesch. They don't really, I wouldn't say necessarily look for such a specific type of body. In a way, it's you need the strength and the ability to do the work, rather than in commercial work it is much more about the way you look. So it's a lot tougher because you're constantly looking at yourself like, am I fitting that image? Do I look right? Do I, all these kind of things.
I always find it interesting, and I think I asked you this after I saw Clowns. I was like, for somebody like me who wants to do a show like that, or like the admiration I have for people like Sidi Larbe or like Akram and all these people that I would love to work with one day and do more contemporary things. Like sometimes you look at this work and you're just like, okay, this is by all means no disrespect, and you have so blown my mind. But sometimes it's just like all you're doing is just walking and a bit of running and a bit of doing this, and you're like, I went to ballet school for this and did this. Yeah, I apologize. I so apologize. By the way, I'm so apologize. But I did learn a really cool dance move, which if you, by the way, could teach me. What was that? It was the knee slapping situation thing. Could you show it? Could you please show it? Emma, it's my favorite move of all time.
You can show it later if you like.
I can't believe you're not moving like this. You're being so shy. How could you do this to me?
Yes, Ryan, so I'm going to deny that one. I think that with contemporary dance, I think also it's different. Your eyes maybe have been used to like things which are very virtuosic or...
Oh, say that word one more time, please.
Virtuosic?
Yes.
I think the thing that I love so much about the work that I did, Clowns and Hofesch's work in general, is that there's a feeling and a humanity to it, which isn't maybe so virtuosic in the most classic way, but in order to do the choreography, there's a lot more technique than a lot of people think from the outset. They think you're just kind of like flapping around, but then they try and do it, and it's like, oh, there is actually a lot of depth to the movement, and to get the quality and to have the rhythm and the unity together. And I think when a lot of people are used to just saying high leg, jump, split, turn around, they don't necessarily sometimes appreciate that, because his work for me is about feeling something and going on a journey and experiencing like this kind of community, go through something together. And I think you have to watch a bit more of contemporary work to maybe start to appreciate what it's trying to say, because it's not kind of the classic, as you say, like lyrical or jazz situation.
No, I agree. And I think like I'm thankful for people like yourself and the things that you've introduced me to, and how you blow my mind with certain things and how you challenge me on certain things. So I appreciate that. Thank you. And now it is time for the discussions to end, and we're going to play a game. I did want to talk about certain things more, but I think we'll do maybe another episode.
I'll have to come back for another episode.
Okay. I wanted to talk about Josh, the lovely Josh. Where is Josh right now, by the way?
He was rehearsing in Brighton today, so he's on his way home.
Well, if Josh is watching, hey Josh, how are you? Hope you're doing well. Haven't seen you in a while. I would like to go meet Auntie G as well. Yeah, I need to go meet his mother as well. Like, I need to meet your mother. I need to meet his mother.
You met him at a surprise birthday party.
Yeah, I did, but we said that I would come over and cook.
Okay, yeah, that can happen.
Maybe I just get you guys all together and I'll just cook for all of you. Let's get your
That'd be
lot together and his lot together, and then let's just do a whole situation.
That'd be very nice.
And then you two can sous chef me.
Excuse me?
We can all come with like a come down with me situation. All right, Emma, are you ready? Have you got your hot drink? It is now time.
Got it.
Did you say you need to refill it?
No, it's fine. There's enough in there.
Okay, wait. Why do we have two questions? Also, what is the great filter? Oh, what are your next career? We're gonna get onto that, Tom. Tom, we're gonna get onto it. Tom has two questions for us.
Really?
Tom, we're gonna get on. It's a little pop-up box below. All right, Emma. The game is called Sip a Chai or Play with Rye. I have been under strict guidelines to be very, very kind to you, so I will be for the sake of our friendship.
Yeah.
All right, Emma. Emma, I'm gonna ask you a multiple amount of questions. If you want to answer, you basically play. Hello, guys. Have I lost Emma?
I'm here. I'm frozen.
Am I frozen? Hold on. It could be my filter, you guys. It's always my filter. Whenever I put this, it's my filter.
Right,
even said it was like. Hello.
I'm here.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you.
It could be my filter. It's always my filter. Bloody hell. All right. I have it. I've turned it off now. Can you not see me? It's because like I'm trying out this mustache thing, and like I was like I wanted to shave it, but I'm not going to anymore. So thank you, Emma. Thank you. All right, let's go. Emma, the game is called Sip a Chai or Play with Rye. If you want to answer, you basically play with Rye. If you don't, you sip a chai.
Oh, God.
Preferably, if we were in real, this drink would be hot, but it's not. Are you ready? Emma Farnell Watson, aka Esmeralda. First question. Emma, this is an easy question. Easy. Yeah. You are notorious for ramen noodles, loving the hell out of them. To a point where we have walked endless miles to find great ramen places that you have suggested, and they have not turned out to be great. Now, if you know that as well, don't try and pretend here. If you were a ramen noodle dish, what would you be called? And what would it consist of?
A ramen noodle dish, what would I be called?
Yes.
Oh my God. Udon something.
Make up a name.
Don Squatson.
Udon Squatson.
And it would have loads of seaweed and mushrooms and good things in there.
Okay. Udon Squatson.
Yeah. If anyone out there knows, that used to be my nickname. Cool.
Okay, could anybody tell me why? That would be great. Thank you. All right, Emma, you are currently in Hofesch. Am I correct in saying that? Yes?
Yeah.
All right. Hofesch has done some amazing works that whilst I was researching you, I came across. Okay, I'm going to give you 3 of his works. If you could be a principal dancer in any of the revival of these works, which ones would you choose? Correct me if I'm wrong. That was on his repertoire list. Okay, Fragments, Uprising, or The Art of Not Looking Back. You get to choose one, and what would you be?
Well, The Art of Not Looking Back is an all-girls piece, and Uprising is an all-boys piece.
Well, it could be a reinvention, Emma.
I would actually love to do Uprising because it's usually full of boys, and I would
there you go.
Love to do all the boy moves.
All right, Emma. Next question. Are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Hello. All right. Here. As performers, we do lots of intense stuff. You know, we do lots of body-to-body stuff. It can be duets. It can be groups. You know, and during any of those moments, be a duet or a group intimate piece, have you ever farted on stage?
For sure. Come on, of course. Definitely. 1000%.
Do you have people farted on you? And you'd be like, damn it, what did you have for lunch?
People fart on stage and it smells so bad you can't survive. Like, yeah.
Do you ever miss a beat?
Pardon?
Do you ever and you're just like, God damn it, I just missed that move because of your fart?
Oh, not because of the fart, but everyone does the occasional fuck up for sure. Mess up.
I mean, yeah, it's Instagram. I don't think anybody under the age of something is watching, but it's nice that you think like that.
Just in case
All right,
any kids out there.
Emma, guys, this is an audience participation for two specific audiences. You have two wonderful sisters, Tessa and Catherine, both of whom I've met.
Yes.
I'm going to throw scenarios your way, and you're going to tell me which one of them you would do that with.
Okay.
And who do you prefer, basically? And at the end, who's the better sister? I'm trying to stir shit up. Are you ready?
God. Yeah,
who would you go
ready.
skydiving with?
This is so mean, right? Because that's just like I can't pick. They're my sisters.
Who would you go skydiving with?
Both of them.
You have to choose one. There's many or more options.
Okay, so I'll start with Catherine because I know that she doesn't like roller coasters anymore. They've both been skydiving in like a pretend thing, so...
See, without you, how does that make you feel?
Yeah, I know. So none of them. I'd go alone.
Yeah, go with your mother.
Yeah.
Okay, who would you call at 3 a.m.? You must sip a chai, by the way, because you didn't answer that one technically.
Yeah, sorry about that.
It's okay. Who would you call at 3 a.m. to ask whether you should eat an apple or an orange?
I would just eat the fruit.
If you just had to, who's your 3 a.m. call? Who would be less Monish-worthy?
Tessa is up later. Oh, she's making an emoji. Tessa usually goes to bed later, so I'll call Tessa. But Catherine is often going to bed early because she's working or who knows what.
Okay, cool. Who would you bake with?
I'm going to say Catherine now because I said Tessa before.
But who's better? That's what you want to say.
You know what's really funny? I would bake with Catherine because I've tried to do cooking with Tessa in lockdown. Actually, no, she was a good chef, but sometimes she couldn't be asked.
Yeah.
And was a little bit more enthusiastic, and we did a lot more baking together. So.
Okay. Who would you sing karaoke with?
Both of them.
Okay, come on.
I'm really ruining this, aren't I?
You really are ruining the point of this game right now.
Oh my gosh, I'm frozen.
Okay. Have I frozen again?
No, I have.
Yeah, you have. Guys, hello.
Yeah, I'm here.
Emma, it's technical difficulties towards the end of the show. We've got 5 minutes left. You can power through this. All right. If you would sing with both of them, fine. This is the bonus question. What song would it be? And sing it now. In 4, 3, 2.
I can't. What song?
What song would you sing with them?
What's that song?
Tessa, Catherine, help her.
When I'm not strong, I'll be your friend. Okay, that's all you're getting from me because I'm so bad at singing. It's one of my faves.
Okay, last question. Actually, no, last 2 questions. Steal a box of oranges with.
Oh.
Who's Esther Watson? Tessa saying
mother.
take me down to the river. Oh, the mother is saying sister sledge or we are family. Thank you, mother.
Take Me Down the River was a song that Tessa, as a child, made up like in the bath one day.
Can you sing it?
Like, yeah, take me down the river. I said, take me down the river. I said, take me down the river before I fall into my soul. And then it went on.
Why you country? All right, last one. Who would you do an intense acting workshop with?
Tess used to be really into acting and drama. Then she abandoned it. And I think she could have been amazing. So it's a shame. She could have been a star, but she wasn't.
Okay, I'm going to throw 5 choreographers your way. You have an unlimited 2-day workshop class with them. Which sister would you take? Please answer quickly because we don't have a lot of time. A Gaga workshop. Go!
Catherine.
Akram.
Tessa.
Holly Blakely.
Catherine.
Hofesch.
Tessa.
Improv. Contact.
Both of them.
I would like to see that improv contact. I'm not going to lie.
You know, I used to do contact improv with Tessa at home when I came back from uni. I used to teach her the improv and she was really good at the contact stuff.
Okay. This next question, you shouted at me when I told you that I'm going to bring your co-stars along this. Emma, you've worked on some beautiful, beautiful music videos and you've had some amazing, amazing people that you've worked with. Josh, your boyfriend, Adam from Hofesch, Jonathan, Cassie, Mauro, Juliet, Nat. These are the following people that you have to choose from when I throw a scenario, okay, at you, and you tell me who is the most at this, okay? So if I was to say who can eat, I don't know, 60 apples under 30 seconds, imaginary, okay. Yeah?
We've got Adam, Juliet, Nat, John, Josh,
Cassie,
and I think that's everyone. Okay, cool.
Yeah, cool. Who never sweats on set or film?
Who never sweats?
I sweat profusely. I know you sweat.
I think Maro doesn't sweat so much.
Okay, cool. Who's the better singer?
Nat is amazing at singing.
Who has the most interesting pre-show ritual?
Pre-show ritual?
Yeah, come on, Emma. We've got 2 minutes left.
Pre-show ritual. I don't know. No one has any weird things.
Emma.
Nice.
Sip a chai. Next question. Who would win at a lip sync challenge?
I would say Nat. She's so good.
Who does the best impersonations?
Josh does some really good impersonations.
Okay. Oh, Josh, I'd like for you to do an impersonation of me. That'll be great. Especially since now we both have mustaches.
Yeah, you can do it really well.
Yeah, I'll do Josh's. You could. All right. You have to now give them each a superpower. I'm going to name the person and you're going to give them a superpower quickly, okay? Give them a superpower. Let's go. Juliet, what superpower would you give her?
She can fly.
Okay, Mauro.
She can go invisible.
Nat.
Who?
Nat.
She can mutate and transform into different beings.
Cassie.
She can read minds.
Jonathan. She can read minds.
Jonathan. Like what do you call it? Like crazy, extendable, stretchy limbs.
Oh, Elastic Boy. Elastic Boy. Adam.
Ultimate strength.
Josh.
I'm running out of ideas now, right?
Minute left, Emma.
Oh, the ability to like transportation, like you just think of something and then you're there.
Thank you, Emma. I had so many more questions, but you took goddamn too long to answer. See, I was nice. All right, Emma, we have to do this quickly. You have 30 seconds. Peaks and valleys. Just give me one peaks and valleys of your entire career and everything.
I think a really tough moment was when I left the first company I was with, and I was really like, I don't think I can dance anymore. I don't think I can get a job anymore. And I was a little bit lost. I was scared to go to class, to even do anything. And then it turned, okay. Then it turned into a really amazing time. And the peaks have been just sharing loads of really amazing jobs with amazing people and meeting incredible people. That's like one of the highlights for me.
Emma, we have 30 seconds left. I do apologize about rushing you, but there's just not enough time to talk to you. Quickly talk about any upcoming projects you might have where people might find you. And yeah, go.
have some commercials coming out, some music videos. Wait and see.
Wait and see.
And some shows next year. I go back with Hofesch in March. So live shows kind of come back next year. And until then, it's just kind of like commercial stuff.
Cool. Thank you so much for joining me. There's 7 seconds left. I appreciate you. I adore you. Cannot wait to see you in person very soon. We're going to do another part of this. Thank you for joining me.
Lots of